YouTube family, in today's video, a 12-year-old boy named Lewis gets invited to California for a week of jiu-jitsu training with Rener and Gracie after he was physically bullied by another student at his middle school. Please feel free to head over to the Gracie Breakdown YouTube channel and give them the credit that they deserve for this video. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Gracie brothers are the eldest grandsons of Helio Gracie, the creator of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a very effective martial art known for grappling, ground fighting, and submission holds. Now, before we get into the video, let me be very clear about something. I'm gonna repeat this again, I am not an expert in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at all. So if you expect a technical breakdown of BJJ techniques, what you need to do is head on over to Gracie Breakdown's YouTube channel. We are going to focus mostly on the bullying aspect of this video. Now, I know it's gonna come up and somebody's gonna complain, so let me say it right now. I will pause throughout the video. So if you wanna see the entire video without analysis or discussion or breakdown, click the link to the original video in the description down below, okay? Now let's get into the video for some very important lessons and information. Here we go.
A few years ago, a 12-year-old boy named Lewis was viciously beaten by a bully at Lakeland Middle School in Florida. The video went viral, and as soon as we saw it, we reached out to Lewis's family and offered to fly him and his family to California so we could train him. They accepted the offer and flew out a few months later. Me and Ryron took him in as part of the Gracie family for a whole week, hanging out, helicopter rides around town, acai at the house, and of course, lots and lots and lots of jiu-jitsu every day of the week.
That's awesome. I'm gonna pause it right here because there are a couple of things that I noticed with regards to bullying, and I think that this is a good opportunity to use it as a teachable moment. So let's rewind a little bit. I wanna jump right here because I want you to notice where this incident is taking place. We can see that this is an instance of physical bullying that's taking place in the locker room, possibly either at the beginning or at the end of gym class, right? Now, bullying in schools often takes place in locations where there's less adult supervision. That is a fact, right? Bathroom, locker rooms, for example, hallways, stairwells, cafeteria, outside but on school grounds, or somewhere else in the school building where there's less adult supervision. And many times what people fail to understand is that the child doesn't tell an adult they're being bullied out of fear of retaliation, or they may have the perception that adults either don't care or that adult intervention just won't make a difference. What we'll do is we'll talk about this more in another video, but for now, let's get back to another part of this segment we just watched, probably another 5 seconds from now, 5 seconds or so, okay?
A few moments later.
You know what I love about this? I love seeing two families who don't know one another and probably come from different backgrounds and different values, sitting down and sharing a moment like this at the table. But you know what else? You know what else? I love it when I see fathers building with one another and being heavily involved in their children's lives. Why? Because it's about more than financial stability and providing financially. It's also about being present. It's about providing emotional support, wisdom, and encouragement to our children. And look here, it looks like Lewis's father got in on the training too. That's dope, man. I love it. I love everything about this so far, okay? All right, let's continue.
He learned so fast that on the 5th and final day of his trip, I decided to surprise him with a challenge match in front of a packed class of advanced adult students.
Okay. Oh, got the takedown. There we go. This is awesome. over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. There we go. There we go. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Made him submit, made him tap out.
The champ had arrived, you guys. The champ had arrived.
When I actually submitted Mr. Rener, I was like, yeah, I did it. And then everybody went wild. Like, it was really fun. It's kind of like a confidence builder.
I want to transition real quick over to a couple of things that we just saw, and I want to break them down. So bear with me real quick. This portion of the video is really impressive for a couple of reasons. For starters, I've learned so much. I've learned so much about resilience from many of the students who I've had the pleasure of working with in my 17-year career, right? Like, their ability to bounce back from setbacks and dire circumstances when provided with the appropriate support is absolutely extraordinary. Also, children's ability to learn and absorb information quickly and then apply it quickly has always fascinated me. And that's on full display here with Lewis. He must have soaked up all of this training like a sponge in only 5 days. 5 days, right? That's remarkable. And then lastly, did you notice how confident Lewis was on camera and while he was rolling with Rener Gracie? I think there's something to be said about how a child's confidence in their skills and abilities and confidence in who they are as an individual can act as a buffer against the physical and emotional harm caused by the behavior of bullies. So let's close this out because I wonder if there's an update on Lewis when he got back home to Florida. Let's check it out.
I'm happy to say that since his time with us, Lewis never had problems with bullies again.
Very
and every
nice.
time I watch this video,
Very
I cry a
nice.
few happy tears knowing that we helped point his
Understandably
life in a
so.
new direction. If you'd like to give your child the gift of jiu-jitsu, be sure to check out the Gracie Bullyproof Summer Camp.
Okay,
This
a summer
5-day,
camp. I like
15-hour
this.
camp is intended for kids ages 6 and up with no previous experience. To register for the camp here in Torrance, California,
That looks like
or
fun.
any one of our certified
For
training
kids.
centers around
Actually,
the
that looks
world,
like
go
fun
to
for me. I would enjoy that if I was a kid.
And if you can't afford the camp, but your child is suffering from bullying,
Nice.
reach out
The
to
focus
us
is on
anyway so we can work
bullyproofing
together
students
to
and
get your
children.
child
I
the
love
help
this.
they need one way or another.
This is awesome, man. This makes me smile. This makes me smile a lot. Now, it's the end of the video, but there's a few things that I want to note before we wrap this up completely. So let's get to it. YouTube family, this might be one of my favorite videos in recent memory. And we learned that no more bullying took place after Lewis and his family returned home to Florida. One thing I noticed about Lewis, and I pointed this out when I was reacting to it, is Lewis seemed to enjoy training, and I wonder if he continued training after he returned home. So I hope we find out more information about that. Shout out to the Gracie brothers, and shout out to Lewis and his family for bringing awareness to the masses about bullying. Listen, Bully Awareness Month is in October and it's currently January, but it is never a bad time to talk about bully awareness. So while we're here, bullying is defined as any unwanted aggressive behavior that involves a power imbalance and is repeated or highly likely to be repeated multiple times. Now, contrary to what some idiots say, bullying absolutely can and does cause physical, psychological, emotional, social, and/or educational harm to the victims. And as we know, there are different types of bullying, which include physical bullying, verbal, relational, prejudicial, sexual, and cyberbullying. I will go into more detail about this in a later video, but if you haven't already figured it out, I don't like bullies. Can't stand them, never could. Listen, it truly takes a village to raise our children, parents as well as the school, and no school wants to be known for having a culture of bullying. So I'm very sure Lewis's school and school district made some major changes to how they handle supervision and bullying in the school after that video went viral. But again, the school is only one important element. The other important element was we got to see Lewis learn how to defend himself and bounce back. Again, he looked and sounded confident in himself, right? Especially towards the end of the video. Martial arts isn't just about learning how to fight. It has many physical, psychological, and social benefits, from cardiovascular health and agility to stress relief and confidence to making new friends and finding new social supports. It's about being able to defend yourself and or others, and it's also about discipline, which is one of, if not the most important aspect. It's also about the de-escalation and restraint, and also the application of the appropriate amount of force when necessary. All right, YouTube family, this is a message from Rashid from the future. I just saw that there's a longer video and more detailed video about Lewis's bullying incident at school and his training with the Gracie brothers. So you know what that means, right? It means that we have to check out parts of that video as well. So I want you to be on the lookout for a follow-up video. So, YouTube family, let me know how you liked today's video. Please don't forget to share, leave a like, and comment down below. I also want to know, were you bullied in school? If so, I want you to feel free to share your story. That's if you're comfortable and if you like, okay? Now, if you're new to the channel, I want you to make sure you hit that subscribe button. And in the meantime, make sure you take care of yourselves and one another. Peace. Dang, my hands are ashy. You see this? Look, I don't know if the camera's picking up, it probably is, but you know what? I'm gonna just rock with the rest of the video like this. So let me explain Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like this, right? Remember when you were a kid and you were playing with your action figures, regardless of what action figures you were playing with, and you or your siblings or one of your friends happens to bend one of the limbs in the wrong way, whether it's an arm, whether it's an ankle, whether it's a leg, whatever the case is, right? And it breaks, it's broken, you have a broken action figure. Here's the thing, people who are really good and who practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they have the ability to do this with real people and real limbs. Now, granted that you don't tap out and you're hard-headed, either you're going to sleep or you're going to lose function of one of your joints and limbs, okay? Let's move on.